Welcome, everybody, to our podcast show, Knowledge to Inspire. I am Tiffani Patlin, author of Unlocking Your Ability to Heal.
And I am Lauren Patterson, author of Freeing Your Heart for Love.
And our sole purpose is to discuss a variety of topics, both popular and taboo. We will be sharing our personal experiences and present experts, inspiring guests, professionals, and upcoming authors, all with the wisdom and knowledge to inspire you. What are we toasting to today, Lauren?
I am toasting to being on my first TV show.
That's right. That was today.
Yes, that was actually yesterday, but today I was on another podcast.
Okay, see, I can't keep up with you. I'm like, she's doing this over here. She's doing this over here. I mean, that's great. That's awesome.
I know. I got a lot going on. But yeah, and I also referred him to you. So, he asked me, who can you refer to be on my show? And I said, Tiffani. So
yay. Thank you.
That's amazing. His show, Tiffani, it's a TV show, like legit TV, 360 TV. He reaches thousands of people around the world. So It's huge. It's huge.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what I'm toasting to. What are you toasting
to? Let's see. I just finished a phone call with my book coach and found out that I am pretty much ready to upload my manuscript to Amazon. There's a little bit of hiccups, but it's done. The final book cover is done. The final manuscript, all the little dots and I's and T's. I mean, it's all done. I have my ISB number. Everything is ready. It's just uploading time. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm celebrating. I'm super duper excited.
Hey.
I just can't wait for next week when I get to, release all the info.
That's so awesome. So now when do you print? Do you print the book?
Shortly after I upload it, I'll be able to go ahead and put in that print order. I'm not sure how long it takes, but I'm trying to do that as soon as possible so I can get the books as soon as possible. I'm hoping I could get them before the end of February. That would be amazing.
Yes. Awesome. I can't
End
wait
of February, beginning of March.
I can't wait for my copy. I pre-ordered a long time ago.
You did?
Yeah, I pre-ordered when you first launched your pre-order. Last year.
Oh, sorry. For some reason, my brain was not thinking correctly there. It just kind of went malfunction.
It's Tuesday only. It's not Friday yet.
I know, right?
So Tiffani, today our topic is on relationships, specifically online dating, pros and cons, right? Our guest, and why men walk out on their mate because they either gained weight or they're not attracted to you anymore. So do you have an experience where you want to share something like that, or just a relationship experience that you learned from?
I mean, I don't have experience with, because the only time I really gained like a significant, wow, crazy amount of weight was when I was pregnant. And, so it was with my husband then. So, but affairs. Well, I remember this one time I was in a relationship with my boyfriend, and his mother is the one who actually had temporary custody of me at the time because, I was out on the street. Mm-hmm. And the courts, when we were doing a, what is it called? The court case where they determine where your parents are going to be with, or which parent you're going to be with. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't going to be able to go with either of them. So they gave me temporary custody of her. But I took off one day because I just wanted to leave the house. I just wanted to go. I wasn't going to go do anything wrong, or I just wanted to leave and go visit a friend. And when I came back, I caught my boyfriend cheating on me because he assumed that I was cheating on him. So he went and did it to me. I walked in on them. I was beside myself. I was trembling. I was shaking. It just, last thing I expected to do. But, we were both young and broken, so
yeah.
I wasn't all there. I didn't know my worth back then. I didn't know that I deserved, this, that, and the other. I mean, I was already struggling with abandonment issues. I mean, come on, my parents weren't, so yeah. What about you? You have anything similar to that?
Oh my gosh, girl. My whole book is about relationships. Right. I think I'm a relationship expert. I don't know.
Not right now.
We'll ask Tonda what she thinks when she gets on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've never walked in on somebody cheating on me. I've been the adulteress in my life.
Oh yeah.
I've had affairs with many married men. Not proud of it, but it was where I was at in my life because I wanted love so bad. So I would go after unavailable men, either emotionally or physically. Didn't matter. If he was there and he liked me, okay, let's go. But you know, it was all where I was at in my life, and I had no boundaries for myself. So, you know, red flags, you know, these married men would say, "Oh, I'm going to leave my wife for you." They never left. Mm-hmm. And trust me, if you're having an affair with a married man, he's not leaving. And think about it. If he's having an affair with you, then that means he'll have an affair on you. So
that's true.
Just, you know, it's like you deserve to have an available man. Any woman does, any man does, an available woman, because women do it too. I was a cheater, you know, and I was with cheating men, but it was like karma, cause and effect, right? Karma. It's like, okay, well, I did it. So when I finally fell in love with somebody I really liked, they would cheat on me. So it was like, you know, just that type of stuff, like my whole life until I met my husband, which we are just amazingly happy. And I trust him with all my heart. I didn't trust a lot of guys either. I would like watch them unlock their phone. One guy I was with, so that when he was sleeping, I would go and unlock his phone and check his text messages. I was cray, girl. I was like, oh, he's on me. I got to find out. I got to go be a sleuth.
I swear women have this amazing intuition. I truly believe it. I really, really believe it. We know things. You cannot hide things from us. You might think you're getting away with it for a moment or for a little bit of time, but guess what? We know. Mm-hmm. We will know, right?
Yep.
You just know.
Yep. And me and you are dressed in our dating attire, right? Like we're going out on a date. Amazingly, we didn't even tell each other we were wearing to what color to wear, and we both wore the same color. We're so cute. I don't know. I just, you know, it took me a long time though, like 29 years to find that relationship that I, you know, been asking for all my life.
And it didn't start until you started to really focus
on myself.
Right?
Yeah, which is why me and you are day 16 of our challenge, right? Self-love, self-care challenge.
Yes, it's so important. I think that's the message I would love to spread to every female listening. I don't care how old you are, you know, because I mean, look at us. We're in our late 30s.
Girl, I'm old. I'm almost 49. You're a youngling.
Yeah, 38.
Oh my God, girl. I could be your mom. But
it's just weird when I think about that, because
I mean, I was 42 when I woke up, right? That third relationship I was in that I talk about in my book that you know so well. But you know, he was my rock bottom. And you know, I had to get to that point in my life at the age of 42 before I woke up. And even after I left this guy, I was married to him. That was my third marriage. I still got involved with a married man. I still didn't learn my lesson. It's in my book. I talk about one more affair I had. And this guy would come over in the morning, and I'm going to be transparent here because it's in my book anyways. But this is the place I was at. I was trying to heal. Here I was trying to heal. And then I get involved with another married man. And he would come over, Tiffani, at 5 a.m. We were carpool buddies to have sex. And I was doing it because I was like, oh, he loves me. He loves me.
He came to visit me so early in the morning.
Yes. Right. He would drop me off at home on the way home, but he would never stay because he had to get home to his wife and his children. Yeah. And small children at that. So, you know, I didn't say his name in the book to protect his privacy because he is still around, but he knows who he is. And that it was sleazy, you know, it was my choice. I didn't have to get involved with him, but I did. So
I don't know why men do that, because I've been, I guess you would refer to me as the home wrecker, but I didn't know that I was playing that. It's happened to me. Like now that I'm older and I look back at my life, I'm like, oh, that little, like, I understand what he was doing. There's so many guys that I know of that played me for the fool, and I was the other girl, and I didn't know it till, you know, way later. And things make sense now. I mean, I had some friends at one point that didn't like me. Well, they weren't my friends at first. They just knew of me, and they didn't like me because they were friends with the girl that was dating that guy. But then I guess a rumor went around, or they saw me. I have no clue. They saw me going out with this guy, and yeah, we were hooking up and everything. And then come later on, I find out it's like, oh, all these light bulbs go off. And I'm like, okay, everything makes sense now. I get it. And then a married man.
So you weren't having the affairs. They were using you. Guys were using you to get back at their girlfriends.
I don't know. Maybe. I have no idea. I didn't know that these people, because it even happened another time in a physical therapy. There was a guy, and I thought he was cute, and he would look at me and smile at me. It's like, oh, well, whatever. And but he had a wedding ring on, and I remember I questioned him about it. And what do you think he said, Lauren? Come on, you know this answer, huh?
I'm engaged. Oh, I'm separated.
Yes, thank you. Ding, 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 ding.
I've had one of those.
I knew you were gonna get it. That's what they say. And I was so naive and young. I did not know that. I was just
but he disappeared at night, right? He never called you at night or on the weekends?
This is the weird thing. He picked me up and he asked me where I wanted to go, whatever. And I used to eat Jack in the Box. That was my thing back then.
Oh, I love Jack in the Box. Jack in the Crack.
So we got Jack in the Box, and we ended up going to, I guess, his friend's little shack of a place. It wasn't even a house. It was like a little shack. It was weird. And I'm like, okay. I just thought the whole thing was weird, but I think I have it right now. That was his buddy's place, who he asked if he could take me to so he could do his thing. And then after that was done, I went home, and then he must have went home.
Because he never took you to his place, right? His place.
It was it wasn't, I didn't look at it as like a relationship. It was just, because I never learned that, hey, you're so amazing and precious that you should hold out and not have sex in the first or second or third date. Like, earn that respect. I didn't learn that, you know?
I didn't either. I had sex right away. I mean, but I can't say that that's for everyone, because me and my husband had sex right away. First date. And I thought in my head, though, I was like, okay, I was trying not to, but we did. We were in the moment and we went wine tasting. But I thought in my head, okay, I'm not going to hear from him again. I really seriously thought that, like, that's it. I'm just, here we go again. But he called me and we're married. That was 2017. So I think it's really just like who you attract and what place in their life they're at.
Yeah. You know? But you know what? I honestly think with the way that your relationship is with your husband, you could have waited a week and he would have still been there for you.
He would have.
I believe that.
But I was just so used to all that kind of behavior, you know, and I guess I still didn't learn, even though I did get farther along in my journey of loving myself. I still didn't have those boundaries. I'm like horrible. I'm good at them now, but I was horrible at boundaries, setting boundaries with everybody.
I don't think I even knew what that meant. A boundary. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So we're supposed to have a guest, but I don't know where she's at, Tiffani. She may have forgotten about us.
Oh, I hope not.
I just sent her a message.
Well, we could keep talking about relationships.
Yeah, I mean, we can.
What's a good tip that you think you can give to women out there who are, I don't know, in a relationship where they don't feel loved or important? What advice would you give them?
Oh,
because I see it all over Facebook and it breaks my heart.
Yeah, you know, I would say you take your time. You know, you don't like work on yourself, you know, and date yourself. That's what I did. When I finally said enough is enough, I started dating myself. It was hard though, because I never ate by myself. I always needed someone to eat with.
Me too.
No way in hell would I go to the movies by myself.
I wouldn't go anywhere by myself.
Yeah, I even went on a mini trip by myself and got myself a cheese platter and a bottle of wine. And I pretended like I was with somebody, but I was with myself. But it was hard. But then I got to get to love that. And then, you know, if you do that for yourself, then you start inviting the right people in your life and attracting people who like what you like. Because you should do things you like so that you can attract people that like the same things.
I think I agree with you. And that was something that I noticed about me, is that I didn't even know who I was, because I grew up so young and around so many adults that were just drinking and doing drugs. Mm-hmm. So, that's what children do. That's what I've learned. Children more often will do what you do and less of what you say. That's why it's important for us to be the role models, right? Which, again, I didn't learn till later. So I'm trying to undo certain things that my kids do. I'm like, oh, crap. They do something. I'm like, okay, that is something I have to change. Put that on my to-do list.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I lost my point because that was so funny. I was thinking about my baby.
So I guess we're interviewing each other today, Tiffani. This is our first no-show, people.
Life happens.
But what, Tiffani, we've had 9 guests on the show so far. So that's a pretty good track record.
Yeah.
I even confirmed. I did confirm.
Well, I hope she's okay. If you're listening, if you're watching, I hope you're okay.
We'd love to reschedule you.
Yes.
But only second time is a charm and no third try. Because we cannot. But okay, so Tiffani, we do have a backup plan. We will just interview each other about relationships, right?
I do remember what I was going to say. It was that I didn't know myself. That was it, because you were saying you got to date yourself and do things that you know that you like to do. My problem was I didn't know who I was, because I grew up so young and, doing what my parents told me to do, being bullied by my brother and, bullied in school and all that stuff. So I don't feel like I ever knew my identity. And then when I was around all those people, I would just pick up. So what everybody saw was a facade of me mocking everybody's behavior that I saw, drinking. I think that's why people always thought I was older than what I was. I mean, I looked young, but I looked old enough. And I think it was because of my body language, how I carried myself. I just mocked and watched and observed everybody. And I never knew what I liked. I never learned what I wanted. I never learned any of that. The music, the movies I watched, the shows that I liked, the food that I ate. Like, I don't think I ever really learned who I was. So I think that's why it's really important what you said, to date yourself, because you have to learn about you. How else are you going to learn about you?
I know.
I don't know, because I didn't grow up that way, learning about me.
Wait, so were you bullied, not just by your brother, but you were bullied in school as a child?
Yes. Wow. When I was in 5th grade.
By boys and girls, or just girls?
It was one particular girl. And now that I look back, same thing. I think there was something going on with her and her family life. I wouldn't be surprised if she was experienced abuse of her own. My best friend, who used to live down the street from her or close by her, saw her one morning in like a long nightgown, like this on top of the car. Yeah. And that broke my heart when I heard that, because I'm like, she's probably enduring stuff. And so naturally she took it out on me. And it got worse in 6th grade. But then I started fighting back, and then everything stopped. But then as more abuse happened to me, I would then end up hurting other girls. And then I became the bully.
Oh, because it was happening to you. So you just that's all you knew.
Well, and all the rape and everything else that was happening to me, the abandonment, the starvation, the drugs, like all that stuff. And yeah.
When did all that, like, rape and starvation, when did that start? Like, what age were you?
14, 15. Well, the first time it started when I was 12 with my cousin.
Wow.
And then when I came back, that was in Texas. And then when we came back, I was, I started 8th grade, and I ended up having my boyfriend, who I was sexually active with, because I had already done the deed, I guess you could say. But then I had 2 more cousins that lived there around that time, that also my parents had me go live with one of them. He took advantage of me. And then another one was at our home, when I was able to go back home to live with my parents. I had another cousin visiting there, and he did it to me. So I had three experiences of incestuous rape. And that all happened by the age 14, 15.
Oh my gosh.
But so then I was also and it had to have been 14. It was all around 14, because that was also around the time that I ended up getting involved in a relationship with a 32-year-old man.
Wow. At the age of 14?
Yep.
So what is that?
It's in my book. Yeah, it's all in my book. Is the same thing. When I look back now, I realize all the things that were happening, the things that he said, the things that people did. I was so blind. I was so naive and oblivious.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look back, and it's just like my mind blown. I'm like, wow. Just, I don't know how to express it. It's just wow. You know?
Yeah. And so, okay, so he was committing a crime because he's 32.
But my mother would take me to his house.
Wow. Did she think you guys were friends?
We met him together. My dad dropped us off at a concert. I bought concert tickets to hang out with my mom because she was into that, and we didn't really have a good relationship. So that was my way of trying to connect with her.
Mm-hmm.
And so we ended up going. It was the REO Speedwagon and Peter Frampton concert.
Oh, nice.
And, yeah,
I grew up
with that music. I knew
I can't stop this feeling anymore. You know, girl, I like to lip sync.
Yes, I love reels.
Oh my God.
But my dad dropped us off. Where was it? I want to say it was at the UNLV. Was it? No, it wasn't there. It was somewhere else. I don't remember which venue it was at, but my dad dropped us off, you know, and I got dressed in like high-heeled sandals and a concert t-shirt, and so did my mother. So it's like she looked older and she looked younger and I looked older, so we looked like sisters.
Oh.
Everybody else, we were sisters. And we
Yeah.
kind of played that part, I guess.
Wow.
But at the end of the concert, we walk way down the parking lot, you know, and I noticed him, but I didn't realize he was following us. And then finally I tell my mom, hey, who's this guy? And next thing I know, we're just chatting. And then the next thing I remember is we're getting into a white truck with this guy's roommate and him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're taking us to a casino. He fed me pills. And that was something that I did. I never said no. If somebody gave me a beer or a shot or a pill or a joint or a line, I did it. I never said no. I never said no. And I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that thing, do as you're told.
Yeah.
Do this. Okay. Do this.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I never had a mind of my own.
When you were 14, you were young.
Yeah, my son's going to be 14 this June. And I look at him and I'm like, he's tall and he looks like he could be older, but in his mind, he's so young. He's so innocent.
Yeah. Yep. So did he know you were 14? He probably thought you were 18.
Oh no, he knew. I told him. Wow.
And your mom allowed this?
Yeah. And then we ended up going back to their house. This is in my book. This roommate, they had 2 bedrooms and they were side by side. And my mother was in this room with the guy and they were both laying down on the top of the bed, just chatting. But I'm standing there being ignored, don't know how to act, what to do, what to say, where to go. Like, I'm just like so uncomfortable. So I copied my mother and I went and I laid on the bed on the other side of this guy because I didn't know what to do. Like, why were we there? Like, I had no clue. And I had already been experienced with smoking weed and everything. So when this guy the other guy came to the doorway and he showed me he had a pipe full of weed. I'm like, oh, I know what that is. I like that. So I went over there and I don't really remember anything after that.
Wow. But then he continued the relationship with you.
Because my mom would take me over there.
Oh my gosh, girl.
And then other times he would pick me up in his work truck or when,
How long did that last? That relationship?
Probably for about a little over a year. It was off and on. Back then they didn't have cell phones. You know, it was different then. I was working at the age of 14 at the Bell's Factory Outlet Mall because I was trying to get money to get myself off the street, but it wasn't easy because at 14, they give you like the minuscule jobs, you know, like that don't pay much. But he would come and visit me from time to time. He would just pick me up and okay, I was with him. Oh, he dropped me off at work. I'm at work. Okay. And then that's like, well, I don't know where I'm going and, you know, call around and use a payphone, try to see if I can go stay with my brother or that's the way it was. I would carry a duffel bag with all my clothes rolled up really tightly with leftover shampoo and conditioners and soaps from hotels. Like,
wow,
it sucked. I hated it because I think that's why having my home has always been extremely, extremely important to me because I know what it's like to starve. I know what it's like to freeze outside and you can't make it stop. You can't go anywhere. You have no money for the bus. Like, yeah.
Wow. That's crazy, girl. Yeah, I mean, I'm still getting through your book. I haven't read the whole thing, so I haven't gotten to that part yet.
Yeah, I start off just talking about like my family life because I just want people to understand like what my background was. And I didn't realize that it started back then. Like when I was going to write my book, I never knew that I was going to start from as far back as I could remember. I never did until I sat down and started doing the outline. And I'm like, and then all these memories just started flooding and flooding and flooding. Didn't that happen for you? Like when you stopped and like went back and you were like, whoa.
Yeah, because, we were in the same book program. So the outline was, instilled. It's instilled in you as an author. People tell you, even other coaches, right, and programs will tell you need an outline. So when I got to the outline, I was already writing my book because I started writing my book in April. And then I joined, I think, the book program in October. So I think I was already like halfway through my book. But I didn't know I needed an outline until I started taking these challenges, writing challenges. They're like, you need an outline. So when I got to the outline though, girl, that was hard. I was like, I don't know what the frick I want to put on here. So I just, in my head, I had the outline and I was like, I know I want to write about my 3 marriages and some of the affairs I had in between, because that's part of my story. And also what I can remember as a child. I don't remember anything past, before the age of 12. I remember a lot of abuse, but I don't remember a lot. So I start my book off at the age of 16, well, 15, 16, because, I don't really remember much. And it's really just all about leaving that abusive home with my mom and my stepdad, who hated me, who, by the way, molested his daughters. I found that out later in life. It almost happened to me because he was fitting me for pants. And I talk about this in my story too. And when you're fitting somebody for pants and you want to hem the bottom, you don't touch them in their crotch area. No. So he would hit me there and I think I was 14. I don't remember, but he would hit me there and be like, oh, does it fit up here? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, that's not what you're doing. You're freaking hemming my pants. Like, why are you hitting me there? And I remember telling my mom about it. She didn't believe me. So, that was a broken support system I grew up with. And so, I went into marrying the guy I ran away with at 16. I married him at 17 and then just went into 9 more years of abuse. So
it's like you were escaping one abusive environment and trading it in for another, thinking it was better, right?
Yep. I said, I'm going to run away with this guy and I'm going to be happy. But then, of course, I wanted to graduate high school and then go back to him. So I went back home. But then my mom's husband convinced him to marry me at the age of 17 because he didn't want me in the house. He hated her children. Like my stepdad, She's not married to him anymore. Thank God. But, oh gosh, Tiffani, he was just the sleaziest. Ugh. Just, I could see his face in my head. But, he had this thick mustache, he looked like a pedophiler. Let's just say it. And he had that vibe, when I knew what vibes were. And so he just convinced my husband to marry me. That's my boyfriend. I don't even know if he offered him money.
Wow.
He might have offered him money. I don't know. Yeah. But, I married him and I thought I was going to be happy. I had 2 amazing boys. My oldest boys are 31 and 25. So out of that marriage came 2 amazing children. And my oldest has 2 grandboys, grandsons. So, I mean, I'm very blessed in that sense, but, he was a drug dealer. He got caught for dealing cocaine. He went to prison for 3 years. He cheated on me. I caught him, not in the act, but on the phone, flirting with a girl. And I write about this in my book. I'm in the hallway. And when something just wakes you up, like I just woke up.
See, it's that intuition.
Morning. It's that intuition, right? And I woke up. I'm like, oh, where is he? So walk out to the hallway, and I'm young. I'm probably in my early 20s. I don't even remember. Standing in the hallway, listening to him on the phone. And I was shaking just like you. And I'm like, what the hell is he talking to? Flirting. Oh, baby. I can't remember all of it. It was so long ago, but you can tell he was talking to a girl.
Yeah.
So then the next morning I went back to sleep because I didn't know what to do. I wasn't going to storm in there. And then the next day I asked him about it. He goes, "Oh, you were sleepwalking. It was in your imagination." He literally told me that. He told me that, girl. Isn't that funny? Like if my husband today, Gary, said, "Oh, you were sleepwalking," I said, "Dude, you better get your ass out." Sorry for my cussing. I was not sleepwalking. But I didn't have guts back then. You know, when we're so young, just like you, it's like, oh, we accept that behavior. Okay, well, on to the next. But he continued to cheat on me. He gave me a venereal disease, my first STD ever in my life.
Oh.
I had chlamydia. If anybody knows what chlamydia is, it's an undetected. I got it. You know, I found out I had it through an OB-GYN test.
Mm-hmm.
And then he blamed that crap on me and said, "Oh, that was you. You had the affair."
Wow.
I'm like, okay, I'm having babies.
Wow.
Where do I have time to have an affair? And it was him. He was having sex with these, sorry to say it, nasty girls. I don't know. But never have I ever had another STD in my life.
Well,
Only
thank
him.
God for that.
Thank goodness. But, you know, it's just like that for 9 years. And it just spiraled into more and more and more toxic relationships. And it just turned into a sex thing for me, you know, where I thought sex is love, you know, because I'm on the opposite side of you, right? People were taking advantage of you. Mm-hmm. And I was like allowing myself, giving my body to these men freely when I had a choice and I was doing it willingly. But inside I felt so broken, you know? So it's like sexual, like abuse, intimacy, all that. It's just crazy when you think about, like, if you don't know much about it, how much trouble you can get yourself into. Because women, right? Women and men, like, you don't have to give your body for people to respect you and love you.
That's right.
There's people out there that can't have sex. Like I told my husband, we're getting to an age where we're not going to be able to have sex and Viagra is not going to work for you. So you need to love who you are as people and love your soul, because if that thing's not working, then that's all the relationship can't be. It has to be more. So
I feel like that's why people should get to know each other in the beginning before they do that.
Yes.
Right?
You are right. But
I didn't know that. We didn't know that.
No, I never did that. I always just got to know them after the sex. But then it became, that's all it was just sex. And I'm not saying all the guys, I did stay with some of them longer, but it was like they were cheating. They were having sex with other women. And, you know, all my friends would say, "Oh, you got to protect that like it's gold." And I was like, I don't know what gold is. You know, so here I was just freely, you know. And so when I got to that third relationship, my third husband, where it's my rock bottom, I feel like I manifested that in my life. And I felt like that was my ultimate lesson that the universe was giving me, because I wasn't learning. I was not learning. And I had to have this hard lesson to where my husband wants me to make love to other men in front of him. That was the fantasy he had. And that's when I said, oh my God, you know, what's happening to me? You know, this is crazy. And I felt like a prostitute. Like, I don't know if he was getting money for me. He passed away last year, but you know, it's kind of like, why was I doing this to my body? But I had been doing that my whole life. So it's like, I honestly believe like I had to get to that point to like learn, to wake up. Like the universe was like, wake up, Lauren, wake the frick up.
Yeah, they're like, here, we're going to do this and see if this works.
Yeah, let's see if this works, because we try to do it lightly, but you're not learning. But I learned. Boy, do I learn. So it's just crazy. And I just talk about it freely because not a lot of people are talking about it. Like you talk about your rape, but people don't talk about what we talk about.
I'm willing to be open about it. I mean, I had some pre-interviews before podcasts, and this one lady was asking me, are you okay to talk about this? Are you okay to talk about that? And it's nice that she was trying to be so respectful, but I was just like, I will answer anything that you want me to answer, because I just want to be an open book for people, because I know that by talking about it, it can help somebody. Hence why we wrote our books, right? We're like, you know what, we're doing this to help other people. And so, yeah, we should, maybe we should do that one time, do a live in our, ooh, hey, anybody that's watching, I think that's a great idea for us to do a live, and then we can let everybody else interview us. They can ask us questions.
Oh,
or
yeah.
maybe just you and then maybe me or us together. I don't know. We can do whatever. You know?
I like that idea, Tiffany.
That sounds like, how are you doing with your live with Lauren?
Sorry, my forehead is distracting me. It's so shiny. Do you all see my shine?
Does everybody think her forehead is too shiny?
Oh my God, I can see it. It's like
right. You know what? I love it. I love it when you smile, really, when you're like really laughing, because you have this cute little dimple. It's so adorable.
You know, that dimple came when I got older.
Really?
Yeah, I never had a dimple. It's right here, right?
Yeah, it's on that side.
But see, you see this halo? Maybe it's my angel.
I was just gonna say your angels are there with you, saying it's okay, Lauren. You're okay. You're in space.
And I put powder.
No more tough lessons, Lauren, unless you really want them.
Maybe if I talk like this. And I'm PMSing, so I'm like extremely hot right now. We're just real here, guys.
Real and raw.
Real and raw. Okay, so what was your question, Tiffany?
I don't remember. I just know we were talking
about my live with Lauren. You asked my live.
Oh, yeah. I saw the one with I forget his name.
Rob.
He was awesome. That was cool.
Yes, I liked that. He's at What I Tell My Younger Self. You should follow him. He's really, really.
I think I did.
And then the week before was EBL Poetry from London. 22-year-old girl. And you are going to be on tomorrow, ladies. So don't forget my live tomorrow, 8:00 my time.
And would you like for me to come on? Or
yeah.
do you have a guest?
No, you're
okay. Okay. I'm on tomorrow.
Remember, what time? I asked you last week. I said, Tiffany, you got to come on my live.
Let me make sure it's in my phone. Hold on.
Okay, so if it's 8 a.m. my time, what time is it your time?
9.
Okay, so put it on your calendar to log on to my Instagram live and then request to join, or I will just bring you in. And then we'll just chat like we do. And I'll say, hey, everyone, this is my soul sister, Tiffany. We do the show together. I want you guys to meet her. Yeah. You like my fingers? I like to do this with my fingers.
My husband does that. Jaime does that. He'll go like that. And he's like, and I'm like, why are you doing that? And then I started doing it. I'm like, look what you're making me do.
I like when you do this.
Inspiring.
Well, Tiffany, you know, I'm kind of disappointed that our guest, I hope she's okay. But at the same point, me and you just vibed and flow that we just ebb and flow, and we just did it, girl. But I want to pull a super attractor card from Gabby's deck. Super attractor.
Yes. Let's pull a card
because you are a super attractor if you're listening, right? Everybody.
And to all the women out there, if you're having issues in your marriage or relationship, the best advice I think Lauren and I would give you is to just all that energy that you might be pouring into that other person, start pouring it into yourself. Start Googling self-love. We're both doing a self-love challenge. Join them both. Join one or the other. There's a lot of people are doing self-love challenges actually that I've seen, which is great. I love that because we need to spread that. That is like self-love is the way to attract healthier relationships. It's the way to heal yourself from any past hurts. It just sets you up for life. I think my quote today was the best healing therapy is love. And I put that's true. That's like the gateway to a beautiful life in all areas.
I love that quote. I actually had one too, Tiffany, from my secret app. Focus on what you love in another and attract those qualities to you.
That tells me that's self-love.
Okay, so do you want me to pull from the top, the middle, or the behind the back?
I feel like the one that's so the back is furthest away from you, right?
Yeah, this part.
Yeah, that end. For some reason, I feel like the card is in that end.
Okay. And
How
should
my
it be
intuition is.
like the second to the last or the third to the last, or
Kind of like in that chunk. Like if you took a chunk of the back and then take the middle card.
okay, chunk of the back, take the middle card. I feel my way into faith one step at a time. Oh, that's pretty. Look.
I like the little pictures it has.
It's cute, huh?
I feel my way into faith one step at a time.
And then look at the little bridge and the moon. So pretty. I like that one. And oh my God, Tiffany, did you notice the colors? They're pink, what we're wearing.
And the moon's a little on the dark edge.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Color coordinated.
So Tiffany's got her, you guys can still pre-order my book to get entered to win the Kindle. I have 2 more Kindles I'm giving away.
When is your raffle going to be?
I'm doing it on, I'm learning from you, Tiffany. I'm trying to get a calendar. I'm doing it on the 26th at 8 a.m. on Facebook. I wonder if I should go Instagram Live instead. Nobody joins me on Facebook.
There's a way to stream across all of them.
How?
I don't know yet.
I've seen people.
Anybody else know?
I've seen
Message us.
We got to figure that out. I've seen other people do that. I wonder, you'd probably have to pay for something.
Probably. I have no idea. I know there's this thing called Linktree, which links all your social media. So you just have to use this one thing and it's just like, ta-da, everything's there. So that's on my to-do list.
I want to do Linktree too. There's a lot of people are using StreamYard.
StreamYard. That's what it is.
Is it StreamYard?
Yes. That's what the one lady who was doing stuff was doing. Because I'm doing, working in the live launch method with Kelly Roach. And so I'm going to all her master classes and all this stuff, trying to see what I can learn so I can launch this program on March 1st. After
Nice.
my book is out.
So StreamYard. So we should look into StreamYard.
Yes.
That podcast I was on today with Kyle, I invited you to her group. She has this challenge coming up, Tiffany. So I want to invite you to the challenge. It's free.
Yes.
But she was on StreamYard. And the TV show I was on yesterday was StreamYard. A lot of people use StreamYard.
So we need to get up on that and get with the program.
Yeah, because we still Zoom.
Are you on Clubhouse?
No, I want to do Clubhouse.
I'm in it. I'm in there.
Can you invite me?
Let's see how that works.
Somebody said you have so many invites and you can invite people. Because this other girl told me about it, but she already had sent out I think she only had 5 invites.
Oh, okay. I haven't invited anybody yet. So
how did you get in?
I don't know anything about this except for what I did. I did a crash course and I watched it. So I went in there, created my profile and everything. And one of the ladies, Lenora, she's amazing. I did a podcast with her. It's like the second podcast I ever did. And she's in there and it says Lenora, her last name, just approved you. And I'm like, what? So I guess if you know somebody that's inside, they can do that. And it moved me to the front of the line and it let me in. Yeah. So I'm in.
Yeah, you got to be invited.
Okay. So yes, I'm going to invite you.
Because I was like, who can invite me? Everybody keeps asking me, are you in Clubhouse? I'm like, no, I want to be in the Clubhouse.
Right.
Somebody invite me to the Clubhouse.
What time is your raffle before I forget on the 26th?
Oh, 8 o'clock.
Oh, so that's 9 my time.
Yeah, but you are coming into my live tomorrow. Don't forget.
Yep. I already have it in my calendar.
And I'm going to reach out to Tonda, who was our beautiful guest today, and hope she's okay.
Yes, I'm sorry you weren't able to come on. We were really excited looking to see like what advice we can give and all that stuff. So I hope we did it justice for you guys out there.
Yeah. I mean, she may have sent me a message, but we're talking. So I didn't get any messages from her. No.
I'm not seeing anything. If there's anything that you guys are watchers, our listeners, if there's anything that you guys want us to talk about, by all means, message us, make a comment under our videos, things like that, because we definitely want to make sure that we're picking topics and things that resonate with you. We want to give you guys information, things that you guys want to see, things that you guys want to learn and know about.
Yes. Perfectly said, Tiffany, because it is about you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're doing this for all of you.
Yep.
You and you and you.
Yeah. And can you tell that I'm looking at the camera, Tiffany? I took this video class, master class,
and they said, look at the eye.
Don't like look at the camera. Look through the lens.
Do you see me looking at you right now? I'm looking into your soul.
Wait, do that again. Look. So look where you're supposed to look. I want to see if it works. Yeah. I feel like you're looking at me. I feel like you're looking at me. Okay, so now let me practice with you. And I know our viewers have to like bear with us, but so Tiffany.
Now, this is a good tip.
Tiffany, you are loved. Just know that you are enough.
Ooh, I felt that. I totally felt that.
Yeah, you got to look through the lens instead of at it. I learned.
Well, there you go. We gave you guys a tip and we demonstrated it.
Knowledge to inspire.
Until next time.
All right. Okay, so we'll say bye for now. Bye, everyone.